What's up everybody, my name is Zeva the Jester, and today I'm going to be explaining how you can avoid crashes, gameplay lag, and bugs. I just want to say right at the start of the video that this is not a guaranteed fix, as most people will say things like, oh, this is guaranteed to fix it. No, I am not going to be that guy that just straight up lies on camera. These are not guaranteed to work, but they are something that you could use to help with the damages, and this is stuff that I've learned through trial and error myself, because, well, when you have a Skyrim mod review channel, you tend to download a lot of stupid mods that may break your game, and I had to find a lot of ways to figure out how to fix the damages they've caused. So I think I did pretty well, so I'm going to be sharing all the tips and tricks that I've used, and I'm going to be telling you how to possibly fix all these issues. Alright, so first and foremost, I just want to prove that this is not a BS video. Now, I have a very stereotypical mod load order, apart from a few things, such as all these followers following me around, and that's probably a big thing with a lot of games, is when you have too many followers, your game tends to lag a lot more. But I have a bunch of graphics mods, tree mods, plant life mods, because I really like scenery. Scenery is like one of my favorite things in Skyrim. So I have a lot of mods that affect the ground, the textures, buildings, all that stuff, and making everything a lot more lively. I also have a lot of sound mods, grass mods, water mods, AI mods, mods that cause random encounters, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I've got a lot of mods. That's basically what I'm trying to say, and my game runs very, very smoothly in literally every video, apart from the ones where I'm reviewing multiple mods that do the same thing at once, which is something you should not do, by the way. Anyways, I hate long intros. I just wanted to get that stuff out the way first, because, you know, I don't like to waste anybody's time. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Lead on.
Alright, so to make this really easy to understand, I'm going to be breaking this down into categories of types of glitches, bugs, lag, gameplay issues, and everything like that. And I'm going to be telling you separate ways on how you could fix each type of issue, just to make sure that you guys know what you're dealing with. So let's get right into the first category. The first category is vanilla issues. Alright, so vanilla issues, to put it very simple, is things that are already in the game with no mods installed. How do I know I'm dealing with vanilla based issues? To put it simple, usually when you enter a city, you crash. Usually when you're walking out in the middle of the forest, you crash. Just any random spot where you're crashing is likely a vanilla based issue. Some other examples are walking along rivers, forests, and places like with a lot of snow, swampy areas, water, and all that kind of stuff. What causes vanilla-based issues? The things that cause vanilla-based issues are small, insignificant things that you don't see, likely things underwater like rocks, pebbles, small things like grass moving, leaves falling off trees, footsteps being the #1 cause of crashes in Skyrim just in general, bushes, wind, god rays, fog, a lot of things that you usually never notice. How do I fix vanilla based bugs? Okay, so in every single playthrough I have these mods installed. It's called Falling Leaves Remove, Imperial Agents Better Skyrim Performance, TLS Crash Preventer being my favorite one, Smooth Water Rapids, and a couple other mods as well. But these are really my 4 main ones, because these just remove everything that is crash related, such as footsteps, pebbles underwater, things like plant animation, unnecessary rock, interior fog, and things like leaves falling off trees and snowy bristle falling off of trees, and just stuff you never ever notice. 2 other mods that I think are absolutely great is Disable God Rays and TLS Skyrim FPS Overdrive. TLS Skyrim FPS Overdrive PS4 is a mod that will mainly focus on removing very small insignificant things in Windhelm, Whiterun, Tamriel, Sovngarde, Riften, and Markarth, such as bushes, pebbles, and rivers, like rocks that are under the map and things you can barely see, grass sticking out from like the walls along the cities, and just stuff like that that's really insignificant. And that stuff will make your game a lot smoother, less prone to crashes and lag spikes, and just in general it'll make the game run a lot smoother. Disabling God rays is another good way to, you know, help your FPS, because things like this will, like, I didn't even know God rays were in the game, to be honest. And basically what it is, it's basically just lighting, really. It's lighting that is very, very hard to see, and you have to be like a perfectionist to notice this. So perfectionists out there, download every other mod except for this one, but I personally don't care about God rays. And downloading these types of mods that enhance your gameplay makes room for other mods that look a lot better and make your game more fun and all that stuff. I removed so many of the vanilla features that it gives me room and a lot of leniency to download a lot of mods that make my game a lot more interesting. It allows me to have more NPCs in the game without crashing. It allows me to have more random encounters, more funny mods that I can install. And if I don't have these mods installed, I can't make mod reviews, because every time I remove all these and try to make a mod review with mods maybe like this one, like my fan, things will get absolutely crazy because there's too much going on in the game and you're not removing enough stuff that's already in the game, because Skyrim was not made for mods. It wasn't. It's not a game that's made for mods. So you have to remove these things if you really want to have an amazing modded playthrough. The next category is bugs. Bugs are a very, very large and vague category. Bugs have a tendency to be extremely obvious and very, very flamboyant.
I've seen enough death to last 3 lives.
Bugs could be as small as changing a character's eyes from white and a color to black, and just you know, being filled with darkness and whatever. Or it could be something as big as a ginormous bug where it crashes your game entirely, which is something that I used to have. Something that used to happen to me was I would crash every time I died, things like that. There have been a couple people in my comment section that have also said that they dealt with this issue, and that it has a big possibility of just being a giant crash bug. So there are things that you could do to solve this issue as well. Most of my community and most of the people watching this video have modded playthroughs. I'm going to be telling you that it's likely caused by improper load order organization and all that. A big cause for bugs is improper load order. Things like you putting your graphics under an overhaul or something like that, or putting, you know, just putting mods in the wrong place, texture mods all the way at the top, lighting mods all the way at the top, graphics all the way at the bottom or in the middle somewhere. Things like that will absolutely crush your game. Another good one is mods that have custom made NPCs tend to have this gray face bug a lot. And if you've seen my videos when I was first starting out on Skyrim, you'll see that there's a lot of times where someone has a face bug. Their face is just green, light purple, there's squares on them, blue, and it's just not a good look. It's not what you want for immersion. So what I recommend you do is you go and look at my load order video, and that is likely where you'll find the fix to all of these bugs that affect the game, such as things like texture bugs, crash bugs as well, some of them, and just a lot of things like that. Just make sure you check your mods and make sure they are working before you actually download a whole other mod, like whole other bunch of mods, because if you download this one mod and it winds up not working, now you gotta go and make sure the other mods are working. So just be careful with which mods you put in the load order. Finally, the last thing that I would say makes bugs the most is things like mods that were not properly tested. Just really lazy mods, and I don't want to point at any people here, but a lot of mod creators who are known throughout the mod community have a tendency to have 1 or 2 mods that make these big changes, but they just don't work. If you find yourself having a giant lag issue when you download a graphics mod and you're just thinking, it's because the whole thing is changed, I don't mind a little lag, well, that's an issue, because mods like the ones that I have installed, like Anna's Skyrim texture overhauls all of Skyrim and gives me no lag whatsoever. But if you download a couple other ones, you'll have a lot of lag and a lot of just bad stuff going on. So those mods are mods you really should be careful for, and the way you could tell is if you enter a city and you have a massive lag spike, or if you go to a certain spot in that city and have a massive lag spike. Or the easiest way is you could see a little bit of the vanilla features poking out of the graphics overhaul. Those mods are no good. You should not have those mods. And it doesn't just stop at graphics mods. There are a lot of mods that do this. So just be on the lookout for mods that seem to, scratch your game up a bit, because games like that and usually wind up being a little bit more buggy than ones that are carefully placed in. The next category that I like to call is called a lagging crash. Lagging crashes are usually caused by giant overloads of just things that are happening in the game, where it just completely overloads your game, causes a giant lag spike, and then crashes. Okay, so lagging crash is a little bit harder to find and identify if you have lag and crash issues, but the best way that I found to see if you have lag and crash is to gather a lot of things like this and just drop everything all at once. You'll usually get a small lag spike, and that's okay. But if you see yourself staring at them for a little bit longer than you should, like maybe 3 or 5 seconds, then you have lag and crash issues. So let's just... Alright, so I dropped a lot of insignificant stuff. So let's just see how long it takes for my game to just lag. Let's just see how long it lags for. 3, 2, 1. Absolutely nothing. So yeah, the easiest way to identify a lag and crash issue is dropping a lot of items on the ground, especially things like bottles, ingots, and all that stuff. How do I fix lag and crash issues? Now, this has probably got something to do with the amount of NPCs in your area, and like I said in the other video, you want to make sure you do not have as much, NPCs in one area. I have a couple mods installed that increase population, but it's nowhere near as big as other mods. Like, other mods will add loads and loads and loads of people into cities. I have just small amounts. Just small, that's it. And usually these guys despawn, so they look like travelers rather than anything else. And that makes the immersion a lot better as well. How do I fix lag and crash is usually done with vanilla features, removing enough vanilla features, such as footsteps, god rays, lighting bugs, and improper load order. So just keep on the lookout. I've already explained how you can help that, but if you are dealing with a specific lag and crash issue, and the only one that I know of is when you walk into a city, lag a crap ton, and then crash, that is 100% caused by the too many NPCs being in one area and way too much vanilla features such as footsteps, bushes, underground rocks, etc. being in the game. So downloading those mods that I had explained and talked about in the very beginning of the video will help you with your frame rate tremendously. Alright, the final category is save data. Now save data is a big pain in the actual donkey ass. It is so annoying. Now save data issues, you could usually tell when you're just crashing at one specific moment. One specific moment every single time. How do you fix save data issues? This is another one that I had. So, I'm just going to explain to you how you could fix save data issues. Hey guys, Editing Zever here. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to delete corrupted save data and, you know, just extra storage and glitches that are just crammed into the top of your game or whatever in your Skyrim. It'll make it a lot better. So you're going to go to your notifications, which is right over here in the top left of the screen. You're going to go to your uploads, and it should say something like cannot upload or save error. You're going to want to delete those because they're just crammed into your PS4 storage, and you're going to delete something that says cannot upload. Now do not delete the ones that say uploaded because those are actually saves that are in your game. You only want to delete the ones that say cannot upload because those are insignificant saves that are just ruining the game. Alright, those are some tips and tricks that I've learned in my 8 years of Skyrim gameplay that can help you make your game run as smoothly as possible with mods. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, yo.